Hey, it's Rick here. Hey, before we get started on today's video, if you like this series on the red 78 Power Wagon, there's another guy or a young man on the interwebs that has a channel called Cole's Collection, and he's got a 78 Power Wagon that he's getting ready to redo. I thought mine was rusty. His has really got some rust issues, and he's going to, I think, be doing a frame change and a whole bunch of stuff. So anyway, if you like that kind of stuff and you want to check out his channel, I'll link it somewhere at the end of the channel, but it'll be Cole's Collection. And so anyway, if you want to check that out, thanks for coming and watching the video today, and be sure and ring that bell. And we had a couple of viewers decide that they think we ought to call this project Chief. So I guess that's what we'll call it. We're going to start calling the old girl Chief. So, of course, it might be a boy. I don't know. It's just an old truck.
Don't you know that they'll be watching, waiting for him and failure? He ran on making up a million ways for you.
Hey, it's Rick here. Well, it is the middle of December, and we had snow the other day. Okay, so got that off of there. Take our little razor blade, kind of clean that up a little bit.
The lifetime guarantee, yeah. Where's the wind that shot an empty vacant line? Nobody's gonna care.
On today's episode, let's see if old Ricky Allen can destroy the carburetor on the War Wagon.
If you're the missing link of season, I'm the brink of stand up in more than you can.
Hey, it's Rick here. Well, we picked us up a carburetor kit, supposedly, for that Carter carburetor that is on the 78. My dad's the carburetor mechanic in the family, but he's not here today, so I'm going to do what I can. Let's see what happens. Hey, it's Rick here. Well, it is the middle of December, and we had snow the other day. Actually, it got really warm, and you've probably seen in the news where a little bit south of us down here in Kentucky got really tore up with some tornadoes, and it got really nasty here, but we didn't get any of that. We just had some thunderstorms and kind of weird stuff like that going on. So anyway, it's warm today, and I need to try to take that carburetor apart, and I did get a kit for it. So let's set up the table here and let's see if we can work on it. All right, show you more. Let's see here. Alright, well, I know what you're saying. You ain't even got any way to dip clean this or nothing like that, and that's true. All I got is brake clean, and I got a kit here that is supposed to be right for the carburetor. Now, one thing I noticed in the last, it's been probably 25 years since I rebuilt the carburetor, and the kits used to always come with instructions and all that kind of good stuff. Well, now you have to go online and download the instructions for the kit. So I guess we're saving money manufacturing it by not putting 2 pieces of paper in there to show how to do it. It makes no sense to me. Unless you're someone who does this every day and you automatically know the settings and the this-ins and that's-ins and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, with that being said, we're going to sit down here and make this just like brand used. Okay, well, the first thing I want to do is get set down here. Okay. And, you know, it's a little warmer today. It's 50 degrees. It was 20. So, anyway, so here's our parts. Now, it says if you open this up, you can't take it back. So what I thought we would do is try to compare that base plate gasket. Looks like the same one. And it looks like, if you look at that gasket there, that looks about the shape of this. So I'm assuming that we got the right thing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start taking this apart. Now, one thing we talked about in the earlier video, the choke mechanism and all that stuff over here is completely missing. All we have is the choke plate here, which still works off of the fast idle solenoid here, or the fast idle cam. Okay, so but what we're going to have to do is, when we put it back on here, we're going to have to make a bracket with that choke cable that they put in there, and we're going to try to fix it so that when you push the accelerator to the floor, you'll pull the choke shut and then let off of it. Hopefully, yeah, because you would be pulling on it so it would stay. And then once you are done with it, you would rev it up and shove it in, and then it would close. So that's the plan. So now what I may do is just speed through this part, taking this apart, because I'm sure that you all know how to take a carburetor apart. If I see something interesting along the way, we'll stop. All right, show you more. we had some of our problem going on. This accelerator pump, although it looks healthy, was not squirting up through these little dukers here when pumped. So either the float is not set at the right height, or these little needly things are, you know, somehow this is all vacuum assisted. This is a lot different carburetor than I'm used to, and but we want to make sure these things are cleaned out so that we can pump through there. So that's been some of the problem. This gasket looks pretty good here, but if you look right here in this corner, I'm wondering if we weren't getting a little vacuum leak there possibly, because that is chipped off and it is not on here. And you can see, like right here, it looks like either air or something's been going through that. So we definitely want to take a look at that. All right, let's see if we can get this float and everything out of here. Okay, so we've got, as you can see, man, look how nasty that is down in there. And there's the little ball down in there that does whatever it does at the bottom of the accelerator pump. That thing is all got crap all down in it. I don't know if you can see that or not. So I want to tip this over and get that ball bearing out of there, and then we're going to clean all this and make sure that we're getting stuff through here. And if you look at the bottom, I'm going to cover that up so that doesn't fall out. Look how rusty that is. So I don't know that it's had water in it, but it certainly has been exposed to the elements. So all right, I'm going to pop this over, get that ball bearing out of there, and then we're going to start cleaning this out. Show you more. And you watch right there, down right there. It's not wanting to come through that when it came through the other one. Let's see if I can blow it out of there. Yeah, I think it went all over you. Cool. Alright, so that's cleaned out now, sort of, kind of. Okay, and we got us a little ball bearing right there. Don't know if that's the same size as the other one. I don't think so. It's smaller. So remember, the small ball bearing goes in here. Okay. Now them throttle plates down there are really dirty. Gosh, that's crazy. Let's see if we can open this up and clean those any. And that's, you know, we might have been leaking air or leaking vacuum right there, because this thing This is really bad looking, so we want to clean that up too. And I suppose that we ought to take this bottom off, and we'll just clean those out as well. So let's do that. Look here, that gasket's got a hole clear through it. So, you know, I think we had some definite issues going on here because we just couldn't get it to idle, and I thought it was the accelerator pump, but I think it was all these vacuum leaks was probably the issue. So, all right, let me get this cleaned up. And I'm going to get a block and kind of clean this surface up and try to make it nice and smooth. And we'll clean this part all up. We'll take these needles out, these adjustment needles, and clean all that. And then we'll start putting it back together. All right, show you more. Okay, so we kind of got this thing, these two pieces kind of cleaned up. I haven't messed with this yet. But I wanted to get these this gasket thing opened up and see if we can find, I want to put these Venturi metering jet thingy majobbies back in there. So let's see if we can find a gasket that looks like that down in this mess. Remember, this carburetor kit is for like several different carburetors. That looks like our new needle and seat. We'll kind of set that right there. Looks like right there might be one of our little dukers. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So that one is going to go there. We got to take the old one off yet. And there's another one, which looks like that right there, I think. No, that one's a little different yet. So we'll put that one over there. Whoops. There we go. I think this is the one we're looking for, maybe. Yeah, that's the one that goes there. So, all right, let me get these cleaned up and we'll put this back together. All right, show you more. Okay, so got that off of there. Take our little razor blade, kind of clean that up a little bit. Hit her with a little air. And I've already blown these little passageways out, so they're all clear. Now let's see if we can remember how this goes back together. Okay, that one goes like that. That means our other one is this one here. So we're going to just kind of clean that up a little bit. It actually came right off, so it's not really stuck, but I just want to make sure that we're clean. And again, I blew air down these metering jets, and well, I guess that's what these are. Heck, I don't know. Drop me a comment below. I got to tell you that Thunderhead 289 is the carburetor person, so I hope he's not watching this video, because this is probably not how he would do it. And Junkyard Diggs is real good at it as well. So, and I'm sure there's others, you know, but old Rick's going to do it his way here, and hopefully it is going to work. And if you look through there, you can actually see daylight through there. So that not through this one, but through here, through these. So I think we got it cleaned up. All right, so with that said, let's get this back on here. And I know that this goes through here like this. and something like that, and that's the new gasket which goes on here. And we have to put the little ball bearing down in here, so let's not forget that. And it is the small one. Should come with a new one here. Yeah, see, we got two sizes. We got a big one and a little one. So let's put the little one in there. I'm just going to make a big enough hole here to get that ball bearing out, because I don't want the rest of the stuff falling out of this bag just yet. Because, you know, we're not getting a new carburetor here. We're making this one like brand used. Just about lost it. Okay, so let's put that over there. Alright, so that little thing goes right on yonder. And I don't know what the heck that thing does. I just know that's where it came from. Okay, so now we've got all of this goober Sweeney stuff that's got to go down in here. And then this goes here. And this goes here. And I blew all those out as well, because those have air up through them, or air passageways up through them. I think the last carburetor I rebuilt was probably, well, you guys saw me do a lawnmower on that old Poland lawnmower a couple of years ago, but as far as a vehicle, it was probably my '67 Ford pickup. And I remember I didn't get the float clip back in there right, and it was running really good for like 2 days, and then that clip worked its way up out of there, and it just started flooding the engine, so you had to drive it, you know, wide open to get it to run. Not always good in traffic. So, all right. I didn't over tighten that. There's no sense in, you know, breaking it. And these little passageways here, I cleaned all those out, just so you know. Those are all drilled in there as well, so that's all cleaned out. So yeah, well, you know, I think maybe we're getting there. Let's wipe this off a little bit. Okay, so let's set this down. And so that needs to go back on this base. Those are old gaskets, so let's get rid of those. Let's put them over there. Alright. So that's the, oops, there we go. So now we got to get the base plate gasket that goes on this one. How about I do it like this? So we know that this is the one that came off of there somehow, just like that. And this is the one that's got the, no, this wasn't the one that has the hole in it. I think it's the other one. But anyway, hopefully we got a new gasket this size, or this shape. That is not it. That is not it. It is not looking good at this point. Here we go. I see it. It's right here. That looks like the Duker. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's see. I think that goes like that right there. It does, because we can see all this. So let's just put that on there. We got to get that fast idle cam has got to get up over that, like that. Now these two bolts go through this top part, so I'm just putting them in there to align this right now. Get them kind of worked in there so that they're threaded correctly. Okay, and then we're going to flip this over. Hey, you got in the way. We're going to flip this over and put these two in here. Now, when we do that, this pressure on this throttle plate is kind of holding this from really going where I want it to go. So So I've got my finger pinching in that spring, which is, you know, feeling really good at this point. But it will help us hold even pressure so that this gasket's going to line up correctly. Okay, now release that off of my finger. Oh, it feels much better. Now, by the way, one of these was stuck. I like to never got it out. So I took some penetrating oil, liquid wrench, whatever, and I worked it and finally got it out of there. And then I took my oil can, after I cleaned it up and blew the passages out, took my oil can, put a little oil on that, and worked them down in there. And then I screwed them all the way in, and then back out 1 1/2 turns. Because that's a good place. I ain't read the instructions, you understand, but that is a good place to start. And actually, I should not have tightened this up that far until we tighten the rest of it down, because it can warp it. So that's much better. Now we'll have to be sure when we put this top piece on that we actually come back here and tighten these up. Don't let me forget. Okay. All right. Show you more. All right, let's see if we can get the accelerator pump. Here's the new one. And this one is really nice and soft, and this one is real hard, but usually they got like big chunks out of them. But I still think that vacuum leak was probably more the problem. But I think this is how, I'm not really sure what all this part does. This is kind of foreign to me. But I can see that this little duker here is what's holding the side of that accelerator pump in. So we're going to depress this a little bit so the spring tension is off of it. And we're going to take this screw out. And we're going to see if we can pull that out. We don't want to lose that. I don't know if this comes off of there. I don't really know how this works, guys. Oops, yeah, that came right on off of there. Okay. And then this. That must be an adjustment for that thing. So that's cool. But we have to get that out of there. And I don't know how that comes out of there. Because... oh, yeah, I see it. Okay. Looky there, looky there. That has to line up with that little notch there. Somehow. Alright, I'm going to have to maybe get the instructions and see how that comes out. Alright, show you more. Okay, well it appears after I read the instructions that you go ahead and take this screw out and then you can pull this shaft out. But I'm not going to try to pull it out all the way because I'm not going to take this other stuff out. So I'm just going to pull it far enough out to get this piece off of there. There, see, that's what's holding that accelerator pump in. And then we can release the accelerator pump. I'm going to push that back in so that doesn't fall out. So we can release the spring tension off of that. And then we have this little duker. Kind of compare them and make sure they look somewhat the same, and they do. So let's put that. Maybe we got a new spring too. Did you see a new spring in here? I do not see a new spring. Okay, so we are going to use the old spring. Let's see if we can get this thing back down in there. Let's use our teeny tiny pliers and turn that just a smidge. And we'll put this little duker in there. See? And we're going to let that go down because that should hold it and keep it from falling out. And then we're going to pull our shaft back a little. that back in there, maybe. And put our shaft back. Oops, uh-oh. Let's don't do that, guys. There. Okay. Now I'm sure that there is some sort of adjustment for all of this, but what I can do is I can kind of tell where it was before. So for now, I'm going to put that back on there the way it was. And that one was more like that. And these, just so you know, those things are concave to fit this shaft. So, and you can kind of see where they were riding before, since I didn't really, you know, like put this in something and really clean it so good that you can't see what it was in there before, or the way it was in before. Okay, so right there is where it was before. So let's tighten that down. Wonder what Dolly Parton's doing today. She's been singing about Jolene a lot lately on the radio. She is worried about her taking her man. So, anyway. Alright. Okay, she's a moving, and that thing's a moving and doing its thing, and I don't know what that is that it does, but we do know that the big ball bearing goes in there. So we do know that. And there's a spring that goes in there, which is right here. I think that goes down in there, like that. And did the ball bearing go there, or did the ball bearing go there? I don't remember. Let's look and see. Alright, show you more. Okay, well, when all else fails, read the instructions. That ball bearing, I was getting ready to screw up like Hogan's goat. That ball bearing actually goes down in the bottom of this accelerator pump, as shown here. Now, I didn't recall it being that way. Oh, that might be from up here. Let's see. Blah, blah, goes in. No, it says it goes in there. So it rides on that? Is that right? Well, that's what it says. That don't look like the right spring. It's got a spring here. It also shows it's got a different kind of a clip setup than what we've got. So there must be 2 or 3 things that are going on here. Alright. Show you more. Okay, so what we got here is a failure to communicate with the auto parts world, but not really. They just don't have stuff back. So as far as the adjustments of these floats, it only goes back to 1981 for this. Apparently they use the same carburetor on several different things. So, but all of them adjust to 1/4 of an inch. So that's kind of what I was trying to figure out before we get too carried away here and put this thing back together. Is we want to kind of, I didn't move these floats around any, and we didn't buy a new float and everything. So let's pop that down in there. And let's put our little retaining clip in there. Okay, and that is held by this cover when we put it on. And this little duker goes in here for, you know, some strange reason. Goes back in there behind that and pushes all that down. Okay, so we want to, and we've got a little ball bearing in there, so I'm going to pull that back out, just so you see what I'm doing here. And we're going to put that one down in here. Actually, I don't want to put it in there. I don't want to lose it. Let's put it in there, because that's got the old one in it. And so we're looking for 1/4 of an inch. See how those things fall down? So we're looking for 1/4 of an inch, and it shows here on the chart, and you'll have all these instructions, but it shows there to make sure that you have 1/4 of an inch, which is what down here on the chart. From the after the float adjustment, float will be in a vertical position with the needle tightly seated. I've got to put the seat needle in there, and then you're looking for 1/4 of an inch movement. So, all right, show you more. Okay, so it's hard to see this, but what I'm going to do is 1/4 of an inch. This is in 30 seconds, so 16 is a half and 8 is a quarter. So we're going to put that up in here, and this is probably wrong, so you guys can help me out here. I saw what I need to do, but I'm trying to show you. So we're looking for 1/4 of an inch movement, and I don't know if you can see it, but right there, and we're going to drop to the 16. So we're on it. We're doing 1/4 of an inch float, okay, and that shuts our. I don't want to blow on this too hard, so see, that's how that's working. All right, now let's put our ball bearing back in there. Oh, that duker keeps falling off. Oh my goodness, I never will keep this thing together long enough to. I ought to get a new one. I've got some of these new Jesus clamps down in here, I think. Yep, there's some new ones. Let's just get a new one, because this one is driving me crazy. And yes, I called these Jesus clamps. That's another thing old Ernie Collins taught me, was calling these Jesus clamps, because it's old Jesus when you drop one. Get that bag opened up a little bit there if you can. Okay, I've got some new Jesus clamp there. This one's a little tighter. That other one keeps falling off. Let's pop that down on there, just like so. Boy, yeah, she's a little tighter, all right. I better have to step up to a bigger plier. There. See, that thing is on there. Maybe it won't fall off now. That thing keeps it falling off on me. All right. Let's get our gasket on there. Let's get our little ball bearing out of the new box here, because we put it in there so we wouldn't lose it. It's so doggone hard to grab a hold of. Let's see if I can pull him out with these pliers. There it is. Drop that down in there. We got this vacuum springy jobby thingy here that's got to go down in there. Whatever that all does. I'm sure some of you will know, and you can comment down below. Just keep your comments nice. I know I don't know what I'm doing. I never said I did. Okay. Let's work that down in there a little. I want to make sure we get this stuff over here. Oh, come on now. You're not playing friendly. So those go down in those seats. Well, now I've got some piece of dirt down in there. Hold on. Don't want to blow that ball bearing out of there. There. Well, maybe we try it this way.
Alright, now let's see if we can get them down in there. There's an extra hole over here somewhere. I didn't notice that on the old one. No, it was broke off. Interesting. Okay, well, if somebody else had that issue. It's probably for more than one carburetor, I'm guessing. Those don't act like they're going down in those seats. There we go. Let's see if I can hold that. There. I thought they were working. Okay. What caused that? Oh, well, the plate will keep it from going that far. Okay, so we don't have... And I can hear that accelerator pump making some noise now, so that's a good sign. Alright, let's get these screws put in here. I know this video is running long, but, you know, hey, maybe some of you don't, you know, some of you might be afraid to jump in and try to do something like this. I mean, it's already not working, right? I mean, what are you going to do? As long as you don't purposely break something, or and do your research. Like I told you, there's all kinds of these guys on there, on the old YouTuber that are doing this stuff. I mean, I'm not the only one. In fact, I don't even have very many subscribers. So, you know, you all are controlling that. Reach up there if you've been watching this video and subscribe. Why not? Why not help a fella out? You know? I'm old and I'm hungry and I need some money, and I got to get some more subscribers or I'm never going to make it. So reach up there, and while you're at it, ring that bell. Now, I can't tell you how to do that on the phone because I can't do it on my phone. I don't even know why you can't, but I can't find it on my Android phone. So I have to get on my computer and ring the bell, but I do that for my fellow YouTubers because I know that makes a big difference in the analytics and the payments, and you know, we're trying to get enough so we can start going live again. You know, we used to go live back in the day, but now they make you have 1,000 subscribers to go live, and so, you know, we used to have fun with that live stuff. If you go back and watch some of the videos from 6-7 years ago, you know, we used to give stuff away, and we haven't done anything like that lately because I don't have enough subscribers now. So, anyway, reach up there, like I said, hit that subscribe button, and help a fella out, you know. Okay, we're about to get this snugged up, and you got to remember, did you remember what we got to do? We got to flip this over, and we got to tighten up these two, okay? And I didn't tighten up because these two tighten from here, and I didn't really tighten them real tight because I want to pull this gasket together evenly, because that's where I think we were getting our vacuum leak, was on that one. And you know, if a guy put it back together wrong the last time it was tore apart, that could have warped that plate a little. So alright, now we got to hook this duker back up. Oh, that's right, that means we have to take the Jesus clamp back off there again in order to get that in there. I forgot about that. So let's pull that back off of there, put that on there, and we'll put this down here, and we'll put this back on there. And I'm sure there's better ways to do this. I think my head's probably in your way right now. But this is the way we get her done here, that's for sure. Now this one hooks in over here on this choke plate. So I will pull that Jesus clamp off, put that on there, put that on. Whoops. Getting a little carried away. Put that on there like that. Now, I'm going to put my finger there so I don't open it up too far. So now, and then that fast idle cam, if we go to pull the choke when it's cold, we pull push the accelerator to the floor, pull the choke, let up, then the choke plate is on. So then we get it running, and the choke plate's on, we release the choke plate. That's how that'll work. We still have to make some kind of thing for that, since it's all missing. You know, we just have, I don't know why they took that all apart. I guess they didn't know how to operate the choke, or else it was broke, or who knows. Alright, so this little plate gets a gasket on there. Looks like that's had a rough life. Let me clean this up, and we're going to make sure it's flat, because it's got to lay across this. Keep the critters out of it. Alright, show you more. Okay, well, what I did was I scraped this old gasket off and cleaned this up, and then we kind of flattened this out because this thing was all bent over here. And I got to looking at this, and I can pretty much probably guess that this is not the right cover for this, because it looks like it's supposed to have 2 holes, or 3 screws holding it in, and this one even had that. Unless that's just for oiling this plate, which I thought we might do a little. Put a little oil down on that shaft. So anyway, I don't know, but this is the way we're going to do it, because that's the way it came off. It looks like it's flat now, so it's going to seal, so that's good. I don't think it does anything more than keep, you know, spiders and things out of it, but it's just a vent. It's kind of like the vent area. I'm guessing. Heck, I don't know. I ain't no rocket scientist here, so there's that, and then we should have a new piece to go up here, yeah, like that. And then we have our new base plate that goes on here. So I'm guessing that it should work. Now let's put our fuel. We got to take this old seat off. So let's try to do that. I don't care about that one. Let's just get this up here. There we go. You just gotta get the big tools out. Throw that over there. Clean this up a little bit. There we go. Now that spins good. I hear the dogs barking in there. I wonder what in the world they're. Somebody must be walking by outside. Of course, you know, this thing is 40-some years old, right? 42 years old? I don't know. I don't, it's math anyway. So to think that nobody's ever been into this would almost be like crazy to think that. Okay, that's probably good enough. So anyway, hopefully. Alright, so we've got these set at 1.5 turns to the back. We've got the gaskets all put back in there. I'm thinking if I put it back together right, we should be ready to go. Alright, show you more.
Well, will you tell me I can't even get the hood open? There we go. Good grief almighty.
Okay, well, it's kind of windy out here, and it's kind of cold. So, let's see if we can get this thing on here.
and we might try to start it. Now, I got to tell you that on YouTube it probably looks like it's just been a few days, you know, since we worked with this. But honestly, it's been about 2 months since we've done anything to this, or had it running, I should say. So I don't even know, you know, I guess it'll start. If you remember on the past episodes, we put a new fuel pump on it and fixed this alternator crap going on down here, and I don't know which way that goes. Well, that looks pretty good there, I guess. Now, that hooks on the back of the carb, I do know that. Some way on here. Slaughter cap right there, I think. And that sits on there like that. And these little dukers go on here. So anyway, if you think it's just been like a day or two since we did anything to this, like I said, it's been quite a while, because it was the first cold snap. The last time we had this running was a cold snap, and I came out here and we checked the antifreeze on this. We checked the antifreeze on everything, actually. This one was a little low, so we had to put some in it. If you watched that episode. And anyway, if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe, because this YouTube thing's just kind of a part-time gig for me. And I would like for it to be a full-time thing, you know? But that's all up to you guys. You guys and gals watching are the ones that make it all happen. YouTube changes the parameters a lot, as a lot of you may know. When I first started this, we used to go live quite a bit. I've got some videos that are still on there from when we went live, but it's been several years now since they've let me go live, because I don't have enough viewers. You gotta have subscribers. You gotta have enough subscribers to go live. And if you look back on some of my videos, you can see that we had plenty of views. Some of them old views on my old work van got for 40,000, I think, or some crazy amount. But you know, nobody's a subscriber. So just take your time, reach up there if you're watching. Just go ahead and click that thing and let's get it done. Ain't no reason not to. Ain't no reason not to. Let's see, get my plier out here. See if we can get this old Ford clamp up on there. Okay. I don't know. We may be screwing up like Hogan's goat here. I don't know. We're going to find out. I still don't know what all these wires go to. We'll have to figure that out some other time. Now, I know that this is the choke thingy that we've been talking about, and I also know that if I stick that through there, I could possibly get that choke to go shut. There, like that. And there's a spring on here that someone has so generously installed. Kind of do that for whatever reason. Okay, so now if we pull that choke shut, let's see here. That holds that choke open. I don't know how they were trying to do this, but I can't get it to do it. Anyway, I don't know. We'll have to do some magic with that at a later time. So let's get the throttle spring hooked up so we're not running on wide open here. And I don't know where our little Jesus clamp is for that. That thing looks like it's missing. That's handy. That goes there. See if I laid that little clamp up here, little Jesus clip, and I don't see it. So what I'm talking about is we got to have a little clip that goes right there to hold this throttle linkage on. And we got it with the kit. So let me go in and get that, and I'll show you more. Alright, so I went and got a little gasoline here. Actually, this is pure gasoline, so it's 90 octane, but it also has a little bit of oil in it. So we'll just squirt a little in there. A little 2-cycle oil, never hurt anything. So, all right, we'll do that, and we hook up the battery cable. Now, I don't know if the battery is dead or not. Like I said, it's been sitting here a while, but we didn't get any sparks, so that's a good thing. All right, so you're watching. You tell me what happens here. Wow, she started right up. Have we got a leak there already? Let me go get a screwdriver and tighten that up. That looks like that's leaking. Alright, show you more. Alright, let me tighten this up a little bit, because that looks like that's leaking there a little. Let's move back here too on this side somewhere. Yeah, sure I'm blocking all of you. Okay. Looks like that's leaking right there too. That old clamp looks like that's leaking. Well, let me go see if I've got a small hose clamp. Alright, show you more. Okay, well I ain't got no hose clamp, so I moved that around a little bit. Maybe I just didn't have it in there good. Yeah, well, let's just see what happens. I don't know. Give her another drink here. Of some go juice. It looks like there's plenty of fuel in the bowl, or in the fuel filter here, so we should have something. But all right, let's see what happens here. Well, she started right up, but I wanted to kind of look and make sure I ain't got no leak no place. Don't appear to have one. I'd say we ought to be getting the fuel up in the bowl by now, I would think. The fuel filter looks full. cross. You still don't want to stay running, but you know, we ain't really got a choke on it because this thing just don't do nothing. So let me do that, and let's see if that'll help.
That hard to believe that all the wrong is done, and it has not always been me. Say, whoa, do you feel it's that important to win? Though you know I'm wild, you could have never been, I said, do you find it that hard to conceive?
Here at Rick's Rusty Rex, you too can own a 1975 Dodge D100.
Where you thought me blind,